Guys, can you open page number 176? 176. Once you open 176, just say open so that I can proceed further. Done? Okay, cool. So first of all, Jagannath, you're there?
Yes, yes.
So Jagannath, what is your full name here? Jagannath Harinath. Two names, is it?
Jagannath Yagaraj.
Jagannath Tyagaraj. Okay, okay. So Jagannath, what do you mean by an exception, Jagannath? Any idea?
Okay, in general,
in general, okay.
1 divided by 0 is cannot be computed, right? So in general, it is called as an exception. The thing which the computer cannot able to compute.
Okay, okay. So exception is some kind of problem, isn't it?
Yes.
Exception is, it's an exceptional condition which should not occur. It's an exception. That is what we call in general English. That is an exception, isn't it? Which may not happen and it has happened. It is an exception, is what they call. Correct? No. If suppose you say, when we have some students, I'll say he's an exceptional case. Something very different compared to others, right? So it's totally which shouldn't have happened. It has happened. Some correct. Disha is saying some irregular event. Okay. So something like that is called as an exception. Okay. So what do you mean by handling exceptions or exception handling? What do you mean by exception handling? Any idea what you mean by exceptional handling?
Having some kind of function or method or in response,
okay,
an exception occurs.
Okay, so exception handling is if suppose something wrong happens, right now, and we have to take care of it. We have to take control of it, isn't it? Right. So we'll have to make sure that, when an exception happens, we'll have to take care of it and make sure that nothing goes wrong or nothing nasty happens or nothing, illegal happens, right? So such kind of things are basically, handling such kind of things are called as exception handling or handling exceptions, right? Jagannath, you understood what I'm saying? Yes or no?
Right. Okay,
right?
understood.
So
yes.
An exception happens, a problem happens, and we have to, when the problem happens, anyways, we cannot avoid it. Happened is happened, right? When such kind of problem happens, we have to make sure that that will not spoil the entire system. That will not, destroy the entire system. So we'll have to take control of that situation, and that is called as exception handling. Correct? So, guys, are you all okay with this? Yes or no? Guys, did you understand this? Yes or no, everyone? Is that okay? Right? Yeah. So before getting into exceptions, I just want to, I know many of you would be wondering, there are two chapters. Okay, one is called as GUI programming, the other one is adding graphics. Okay, so that I would be discussing during the last part of the course, okay, or Java course, or in the next week probably. The reason is that they are very, very easy, and those chapters you might not enjoy, because I really don't enjoy teaching those chapters, because they're all completely very straightforward. There is no concept to explain over there that everyone can learn by themselves, but still I will be doing it. So I just kept it towards the end, so that all those chapters which are easy, we'll learn it at the end. Is that okay, my dear friends? Okay, so don't worry, I'll just explain you some really good concepts, and then we'll go to some adding graphics. Adding graphics are nothing but using some APIs and building some graphics, drawing line and all that. There is nothing much to explain in that, but so let me keep it at the end. Okay, right? So having said that, coming back to exception handling, right? So Jagannath, if you don't mind, can you please read it out? What is an exception?
An exception is an event which occurs during execution of a program that disrupts the normal flow of the program instruction.
Correct? No, guys, did you all understand the statement? Very simple. Okay, which disrupts the normal flow of program's instruction. A program is basically executing in sequence. Okay, and when an exception occurs, right, that normal sequence of execution gets blasted, or it ends up. Okay, there won't be that sequence of instruction, will not be continued. Okay, it blows up somewhere in between. So that is basically called as exceptions, and handling such kind of exceptions are called as exception handling or handling exceptions. Is that okay? So as an example, let me give an example, right? So Jagannath, can you please tell me what is happening in the first program? I've given you an example program. Can you tell me what is happening?
Okay, so import Java utils, then we have launcher class,
okay,
public class exception handling 1.
One second, what is it? Okay, exception handling 1. Okay,
inside that we have void main, public static void main.
Okay,
then we use println, says enter two number to divide.
Okay,
Divide. Then we use scanner class system.in. Then we get input from keyboard.
Yeah, we are taking two
in.next.
inputs. Yeah, we are taking
Yes.
two inputs from the keyboard, isn't it?
Yes, num1 and num2.
Okay, right. Then
we divide num1 and num2
okay,
and store the result in
result, correct?
result. Yes,
And store the result in result, res, and then we are trying to print that out, correct?
correct.
Okay, so can you see the output also? I've given you the output of that program also, the sample run. I've run that program twice. Can you see that what happens in the first case? In the first output, what is that?
It says enter two number to divide, and then
Okay.
you gave 11 and 2. The result is 5.
The result is 5. So is there any problem there?
No.
There is no problem, right? What about the
Yes.
next one? I am executing it once again.
Yes, yes. So for the next time, you gave first number as 1 and then the second number as 0.
Exactly. So was there any problem with compilation?
No, no problem with compilation.
Correct, because the compiler does not know what is there in num1 and num2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And the values are taken during runtime, isn't it? Okay.
Correct.
That is the reason compiler has no issue, but during runtime there will be a problem because the JVM will not be able to execute this 1 divided by 0, num1 divided by 0. That is 1 divided by 0 will not be possible. Okay, because CPU does not know how to execute such kind of instructions, and immediately Java JVM would actually take control of it, and it actually throws an exception. Correct? No, it throws. So basically, exceptions are nothing but runtime errors, my dear friends. Right, no? So exceptions are nothing but what is it, guys? Put that in the chat box. What is it, Jagannath?
Runtime errors.
They are nothing but runtime errors which occurs during runtime are called as, exceptions, right? Okay, so what is the exception that it threw? For our example, what exception did it throw to us?
Exception, it says exception in thread main java lang dot arithmetic exception.
Exactly. The name of the exception that it threw was arithmetic exception, and it also said divide by 0 not possible. Yes or no? Right.
Yes.
So the name of the exception was arithmetic exception, which is basically a class name. Okay. So that is a class which will actually handle all arithmetic exceptions. Is that okay? Guys, is that okay? Hello? Jagannath, you're okay with that?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Guys, any doubt in that? Shall we proceed further? Just say proceed. If I can proceed further, just say proceed in the chat box, guys. Okay. Now, guys, listen to me very carefully. Okay. Now Jagannath, now the exception has occurred. What is the next thing that we have to do?
We have to handle, or we have to say that if 1 divided by 0, don't compute.
Yeah, so that is what. So basically, what are we trying to do? We are trying to control it, isn't it? We are trying to handle it, right? We are
Correct.
handling the exceptions, correct? No. Now, if suppose we want to handle the exceptions, okay, so let us use the usual way that we used to do in C language. Okay, in C language, how we used to do, that is an unprofessional way. And then we will see how to do it professionally using the exception handling mechanism provided by Java. Is that okay? Right? So can you, Jagannath, can you see in that, method 1, unprofessional way, how am I handling it?
We check the number.
Exactly. We check the number. That is, we are saying if number 2 is equal to 0, then can say cannot divide by 0 and exit the program. We are terminating the program, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes or no, guys? Hello, yes or no? In the first method, that is unprofessional way, we are trying to see what is number 2. Okay, if number 2 is equal to 0, then we are actually doing it. That is basically you will have to clog your entire code with an if-else condition. Okay, and then only we'll proceed. This is how you basically do your coding in C programming. In C programming, there is no exception handling mechanism and all that. Okay, so this is the method that we have seen. If you have anyone, Jagannath, you have experience in seeing C code?
Correct.
What do you do, Jagannath, by the way?
Yeah, the same way. We will do input validation.
You're working or a student, or what is it, Jagannath?
Yes, I'm working professional. I work in Linux kernel and user space applications.
Okay, so what do you do in Linux kernel and all that? You always have some system calls which will return either a 0, -1, or whatever it is, isn't it?
Yes, we will always do validation, input. Correct. Validation. Yes.
Correct. So what happens is when you're using any system call in the user space or in the kernel space, it will always have a return value. Correct? No, the return value will either be, if suppose something wrong is happening. If suppose you're unable to open your file, right? Now, when you're using your open system call and the open system call fails, what happens is it will return some -1 value, isn't it?
Yes.
And you'll see if okay, then you'll write the code like this. You'll write the code like this. If okay, so fd is equal to open right? You'll give the
Yes.
name of the file with the parameter, okay, which mode, okay. Then you'll say if fd is equal to open is equal to or less than 0, something like this. You'll give
Uh,
less than 0, then say not possible to open, correct? You'll write the condition,
Correct.
isn't it,
Correct.
isn't it, guys? So this is how you do it in C language, right? So that is kind of it is possible, but it is not a professional way to do it, because C does not have, then programmers who have been coding in C language has to bear with that. There is no other option. But Java provides a beautiful technique called as exception handling, where we can handle exceptions, okay, using the concept called as exception handling, okay. So if you can come to the, if you can turn the page, okay, 178 from 177, if you come to page number 178, okay, you will see a Java code, okay, which is very professionally handled. Did you see that? So what is happening there? Can you tell me what is happening over there?
In 178,
Yeah, 178.
we check if the number 2 is equal to 0, then we call through
Yeah, so we
arithmetic
have,
exception.
yeah, so we have something called as throw, isn't it? We have
Yes.
something called as throw. This is a keyword.
Throw.
Throw keyword. We throw an exception, okay, so that there is someone else who will actually handle it, correct it, and let us know whether to continue or not. Guys, is that okay? And in Java, exception handling is done. Hello, listen to me. Okay, in Java, exception handling is done by using the concept, calling try, okay, and catch, right? These are the keywords: try, catch, and then you can basically have a throw.
Throw.
Guys, can you please put that in the chat box, all these three keywords for now? Okay, so try, catch, throw. Try, catch, throw. Guys, can you please, I'll explain it slowly with an example, don't worry. This is now just to show you, right? Try, catch, and throw, right? Now, so Jagannath, do you know what happens in the try block?
Try block, it goes inside and
No, just general, don't see the code. Generally, what happens in the try block? Any idea? Have you done it before? Anytime? Anytime, any language? C anyways won't support, but in your C, have you done C++?
no.
Okay, so any idea? Okay, so any idea? You can tell me or not?
I don't have any idea.
Okay, so in the try block, you detect the problem. Detect, what is the spelling? DETECT, no? Yeah, you detect the problem in the try block. Guys, understand this very carefully. In the try block, the problem gets detected, okay, no? And in the catch block, okay, the problem gets handled. Shekhar, can you please unmute if you're there in the class? Shekhar, can you unmute yourself? Shekhar is there, not there? He won't talk to me. What is it? Something, you tell me something so that I can proceed further. Shekhar is not there, is it? Shekhar is not there. Oh, anyways, okay. So now, okay, guys, listen to me, because Shekhar knew about C++. I think I could have explained him more. Okay, that is the reason. Anyways, so in Java, I suppose what happens, guys, understand this. Try block will do what? Tell me, guys, what will try block do? What will try block do? Hello, detect the problem. Right?
Detect the problem.
In the try block, the problem is detected. The exception is detected. Okay, and in the catch block, what happens, guys? Tell me. Okay, what will happen, Jagannath? The problem that got detected in the try block will be handled in the catch.
Handled. Okay.
Exactly, isn't it? Okay, it would be handled. Okay, so now if I want the catch block to handle the problem, no, we have to tell the catch what kind of problem was detected, isn't it? Jagannath,
Yes. Yes.
if you want the catch block to say what, there could be many kind of problems, no? There would be divide by zero, there would be trying to access a memory that is belonging to someone else, right? So there are lot many kind of problems could occur during runtime, isn't it, my dear friends? It is not just divide by zero. Divide by zero is just a famous example to get a runtime error. There are various reasons for you to actually get runtime error. Agree, disagree? Jagannath, agree, disagree?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no? So memory corruption, file not found. There are a lot of other errors, runtime errors. Okay, input mismatch. Okay, you are trying to give for next int. You are next int will take an integer, but you are trying to give a floating point. Okay,
Floating point.
so there are a lot of reasons why you might get errors. So it is your duty to tell the catch block what kind of error has happened, isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, yes or no? You have array, exactly, Nivit, array index out of bound, right? So there are a lot of reasons why you might get a runtime error. And if you want the catch block to do the right operation, right, so you will have to tell the catch, what kind of exception occurred? Isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, you're agreeing to what I'm saying? Agree, disagree? You're understanding what I'm saying?
Yes,
Hello?
agreed.
Right? Yeah. So if you want to tell the catch block what kind of error occurred, then you will have to throw that exception. Okay, no, you have to throw whatever exception occurred, right? You will have to throw that exception over there, right? Now, in our example, okay, Jagannath, in our example, right, in the divide method. So shall we start from the main method? You start from the
Yes.
main method, Jagannath. Just start it from there.
Okay, so from main method, we do print ln, enter two numbers to divide. Then we
Okay.
use scanner class.
Okay.
Then we get two input num1 and num2.
Okay.
Then we
that
define.
okay, assume that num1 is 1 and num2 is 0. Okay, that is the input that
Okay.
we're giving now, right? Next.
Then we enter into try block. We use we call divide method.
Okay, we are calling it divide method, isn't it? Okay.
Yes.
So what are you passing to divide method?
1 as in num1 and 0 in num2.
Okay, so what happens when you call divide method? The control goes to the method definition.
Yes.
Is there a method definition for divide?
Yes, there is a method definition for divide.
Okay.
Public
So what
static.
what will go in city? Number 1.
1.
Number 2.
0.
Okay, then get into it. So what does it happen there? It has detected that there is a number 2 is equal to 0, isn't
Equal
it?
to 0. Yes.
If it is
yes.
0, what is it I'm doing now?
We
I
call
am
throw
throwing,
keyword.
correct?
Yes.
No, yeah, I am throwing. Okay, so what are you throwing? I'm throwing an exception. Okay, so guys, what is basically, when you say exception, when I'm throwing an exception, what is it? It is basically an object of an exception class. Guys, can you please put that in the chat box? Okay, so when I say throw, I have to throw an object which gives information about that error. Which gives us information about what kind of error did you get, right? So one of the class that we have, okay, inbuilt class that gives you such kind of divide by error. What is it, guys? It is called as arithmetic exception. You get arithmetic exception is a built-in class, okay, for which we can create its object and we can throw it, right? So that is what I'm doing. So Jagannath, can you tell me what am I doing over there? If you see,
Yes.
I am saying throw new, okay, arithmetic exception. Okay, and I'm just giving an information over there. Divisor
yes.
cannot be 0 or whatever.
0.
Isn't it? Yes
Yes.
or no? So now
Yes.
when I'm throwing it, who will catch it?
Catch block.
Exactly, the catch block. So is there a catch block over there?
Yes, catch block in main function.
In the main, it will come back to the main method, isn't it? It will come back to the main method and that would be caught over there, right? So see the type that is there in the catch block? What is the type?
Arithmetic exception.
Yes, arithmetic exception and a E. So I've got an object now, isn't it? So this
Yes.
E is an object which will represent the exception that I've got. And what is the kind of exception that I've got, my dear friends? Tell me, what is the exception? Jagannath, what is the kind of
arithmetic exception?
Arithmetic exception, and all errors related to that, whatever it is, it would be given over here. For now, I'm really not bothered about what is there inside E and all that. Okay, I'll get into the catch block. Then what will happen? What will happen?
Then we do println.
Yeah, we do println saying that exception occurred, so cannot divide by 0, right?
0.
And after that, it will come to the next statement after your catch. What is it?
Then again we do println. I will continue from here.
That's all, and the program will come to an end. Is that okay? So just see the output over there. Just see the output over there. Okay, what does it say? What does it say actually? Okay, enter two numbers to divide 1 and 0. Exception occurred, cannot divide by 0.
Divide by 0.
From here.
Continue from
what
here.
happened? Okay, now Jagannath, ask me some question. Or anyone for that matter. You can unmute and you can ask me a question.
Sir, when will the try block gets executed, sir?
Who is this?
Niveta, sir.
Niveta, what is that?
Try block, when will it execute, sir?
Normal execution.
Sir.
It got into the main, then system.println, scanner in, then int num1, int num2, then it entered into the try block.
Okay, sir. If the input is not 0, second number, if it is not 0 only, then it will enter to try block, sir.
No, whatever it is, it will enter into the try block. Try block is a place where the problem, chances are there the problem could occur. There is so it directly entered. There is no condition for it and all that. Okay, but the catch block will be entered only if there is an arithmetic exception that has occurred.
Okay, sir.
Now listen to me carefully. I'll tell you this. Niveta, be with me online. Okay.
Okay,
now,
sir.
first, what happens is that the control goes to the main method. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And after getting into the main method, it say enter two numbers. then scanner
Okay.
class. Then you will take two numbers, 1 and 0. Okay. Now it will
Okay.
directly enter into the try block. There is no condition required. It will enter into the try block. When there is a try
Yes,
block,
sir.
you must definitely have a catch block there. Okay, no? So try, then int result is equal to divide num1 comma num2 would happen. So the call will go to where? Where does the call go to?
Sir, some in between I lost my internet connection, sir. Once you repeat, sir.
See, try block is there. It entered into the try block, isn't it?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Currently, what is the activation record now? What activation record we have? We have mains activation record, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Main. Yes, sir.
Main now, right?
Yes.
So divide was called over here. On top of it, divide was there. Divide happened. This is activation record for divide function, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no? So here what happened? There was
Num1
a throw.
throw.
It throw, isn't it? Right?
Yes, sir.
Try was here. Try was here. Catch was here. Okay, correct now? Try
Yes,
was
sir.
here, catch was here, and I called it divide here, correct? So
Yes,
when I
sir.
called divide, the control came to this place, and here I'm throwing an exception, isn't it? I'm throwing an
Yes, sir.
exception. What is this object called as? Arithmetic exception object, correct?
Okay,
This
sir.
object was thrown. When it is thrown, what happens? Automatically the stack frame will come out. It comes out of the stack frame, right? And it looks for a catch block. Either the
Okay,
catch
sir.
block should be in the divide. I'll be explaining this in future, okay? Don't worry, I'll be explaining it today, but just I'm giving
Okay,
you
sir.
example, right? So either the catch block must be here in the divide. If it is not there, it will go to the previous stack frame to see whether the catch block is there or not. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it was there over here, and then what happens? It got caught over here and it started doing some work. What work and all we'll see later. In our case, it is just printing exception occurred cannot divide by 0. And after doing that, then I'll start printing the next set of statements. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
You
Okay, sir.
understand?
Ah,
Okay.
I understand.
Guys, I've still not explained try catch how it works. Don't worry, I'm just getting into the topic. I just want to show you, okay, that it is a professional way. So Jagannath, you have something to ask me now?
Yes. So I was about to ask, is it so the exception will be catch inside the try block, right?
No, exception is caught in the catch block.
Yeah, exception is caught in the catch block. So always it is better practice to write all the code inside the try block, right? Or
all the code inside the try block in the sense?
Um,
Your
so whenever
your general flow of normal program must be written in the try block.
in the return the try block, okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So you do one thing. Your doubt is that is why I wrote one statement at the end of that material. Can you read that material quickly? Then you will get to know why this is called as the professional way. Can you please read it out?
In the end of last page of the entire material.
No. Here, the 178 at the last, I've given you one paragraph, one statement.
178. Okay.
Yeah.
The key benefit of exception handling is separating the exception detection and the exception handling. The detection is done in the called method and handling is done in the calling method.
Yeah. So detection is done in the called method. That is, main has detected. That is the try block. Instead of called method, you could have told that as try block. Okay, and handling is done in the catch block. That is the meaning actually. Okay, I think there was a typo. Okay, detection is done in the try block and handling is done in the exception block. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, right, if you see in your C code, okay, so Jagannath, if you see in your C code, right, the
Yes.
detection and handling is done in the if block itself, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
The if condition only you do, correct?
Yes,
So
correct.
basically, you are putting the detection and handling mechanism in one block. You are squeezing it in one place, right? And then you proceed further with the actual code. Whereas, so exception handling, the benefit of exception handling is that, okay, so object-oriented programming says that boss, modularize it. Okay, keep the detection part separate, keep the handling part separate. If you have some exception that is happened in the normal flow of execution, then handle those exceptions or correct those exceptions in the catch block. Don't keep anything, your normal flow of execution of your program in the catch block. Keep catch block just to make sure that you handle and control and correct those mistakes. So such kind of handling or correcting those mistakes or exceptions are done in the catch block, which is not done in the try block. You got what I'm saying?
Yes.
Guys, understood what I'm trying to tell you? Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, detection must be done in the try block, okay, and correction must be done in the catch block. They'll ask you in interview, what is the benefit of exception handling, right? For experienced people, freshers they might not ask, but yes, for experienced people they'll definitely ask, what is the benefit of exception handling? So you have to say the benefit of exception handling, having a the benefit of having a try and a catch block is that, right, you can have a detection in the try block and you can have the correction in the catch block. Is that okay? Right? And if you want to get into the catch block, you'll have to throw an object. Okay, what object? Exception object. What kind of exception? Based on that, you'll have to throw an object. Is that okay? So there are a lot of inbuilt objects, inbuilt classes representing different errors. One of them includes, arithmetic exception. Now, if you can open page number, 181. If you open page number 181, I have given you a complete hierarchy of exception, runtime exceptions. I mean, basically exceptions. Okay, did you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so did you see that? So father of all classes is object. Okay, so there is one more class called as throwable. Okay, throwable is inheriting from object, and the throwable is again inherited by error and exception. So exception is the top or the base class of all the exceptions, right? So exception, under exception, you'll have runtime exception, IO exception, class not found exception. Again, for runtime exceptions, you'll have index out of bounds exception, null pointer exception, arithmetic exception. Guys, did you see this? Okay, so you have different kind. This is just a sample that I've shown you in the book, is just a sample. There are so many runtime exception classes that are there. Okay, so if you are working on some built-in exceptions that you occur, you can throw this, and you can also create your own exception classes. Is that okay, my dear friends? Hello, you can also create your own exception classes other than these built-in. You can also create. How to create, I'll be showing it to you today. Guys, is that okay? Guys, understood? Guys, ask me doubt, I'm waiting for you. Guys, ask me doubt, I'm waiting for you. Sir, what will be carried in E variable after throw get executed? Okay, so E will carry lot of information, say for example, why this error occurred, okay, what caused the error, and all such kind of things, which by default is given by arithmetic exception. Okay, within that, okay, when you are creating your own exception class, you can decide what it can have inside. Okay, no, so give me a moment. I think page number, let me see, page number 184, I will tell you what is that variable, how to get that. Is that okay? Right? Is that okay? So wait till 184, Jyoti, you'll get to know what it contains. Okay, no? So all the status. Okay, you go to 184 and see, I'm printing all those things. Okay, wait till page number 184, I'll take you there. Till here, is that okay? Okay, Dhyanish, I'll tell you what will happen. Give me a moment. Till here, did you understand, guys? A common understanding of try, catch, and all that, a common understanding. Okay, don't go deeper. Did you understand? Okay, so Jagannath, you have any doubt to ask?
No doubts.
Okay, shall we take one more example?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello, yes, tell me, who is that?
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, this is Suhinder Raj.
Yeah, Suhinder, tell me.
Sir, why do you write divisor cannot be 0 there?
Where? You're asking me why I wrote? Suhinder, you're asking
Yes, sir.
me why I wrote?
It's not even printed in the output statement.
But we
Why
can
not?
print. I didn't print, but we can print. We can print. You want to know how to print? You want to know how to print? Suhinder?
Yes, sir.
Wait till page number 184. Wait till 184. Okay, go to 184. Go to
Okay, sir.
184.
Okay, sir.
184, did you see that ex.get message? In that, in bold I have given ex.get
Yes,
message.
sir. ex.get messages.
In the same way, in this program, if you would have written
Yes, sir.
e.get message, you would have got that output. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it.
Got what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The
Thanks.
problem is you're saying that is not printing, but you can print it
Yes,
by
sir, yes, sir.
e.get message, so that someone whoever is catching can understand why that error occurred. So there are error occurred because divisor cannot be 0. So if some other error occurred, I can put that message. I can also put, Subhash while running this program got this output and all that. So whenever someone is calling e.get message, he'll get that message there. Got it, Suhinder? Don't worry, you'll understand all this. Give me some time. Is that okay, Suhinder? Hello? Hello? Yes or no? Yeah. Suhinder, darling, okay or not okay? Tell me something, man, so that we can proceed further.
Hello?
Is that okay? Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, pa, fine. Now, so Jagannath, you're there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I did, sir.
Okay.
Thank
So Jagannath, what I'm asking is, in the previous program, we did not handle it. Did you see that? We handled it and we just kept quiet. Correct? No?
Yes, we handle it. We just made a print. That's it.
We just printed and we kept quiet. We did not do, we told just I'll continue from here. That's all. Correct? No? Now,
Correct.
let me give you a scenario. Okay. The scenario is that you, Jagannath, you will go to ATM. You go to an ATM. Okay. You swipe the card. Okay. And you enter your PIN. Okay. After entering your PIN, you will enter wrong PIN. Okay. So will the ATM keep quiet actually?
No, it says wrong pin.
Enter once again. Something like that. Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, no, right? So there was an exception that happened and it'll say boss enter once again. So it's basically you'll have to tell user something has happened if you want to try once again. So that is how you do that control, isn't it?
Correct.
Damage control you'll do like that only, correct? So
Correct.
shall we do such kind of problem now? Once we'll see how it works. Is that okay? Because if you're giving some wrong input, we'll ask the programmer to enter the right input, correct? No? Shall we do that?
Correct.
Yeah. So see page number 179. What is happening? What is happening in page number 179?
179.
Go through the program.
Okay. So we have a launcher class name input mismatch exception demo.
Okay.
We have main method.
Okay.
We do scanner class. We
Okay.
initialize, and in try block we do println enter
We
an
have
integer.
continue input as true. We have continue input as true.
Yes, do while and yeah, continue input as true. Yes, continue input as true. Correct.
Okay. Huh.
So inside do we have a try block, inside which we do println enter an integer.
Enter an integer. Correct. Okay. So you must not forget that we are using a do block. Correct. Now we are using a
Correct.
do while. So do while
Do
will
while.
first enter into the block, and then based on the condition, it will decide whether I should enter into that block once again or not. That's how do while will work. Right.
Correct.
Okay. Then.
Correct. Then we do next int. We'll get the input from the keyboard. Then we do print number entered is number.
Okay. Right. We input one number. Okay. So the number entered is will get printed. Okay.
Then we assign continue input to false.
Okay.
False to the continue input variable.
Okay. Now my question to you is, once it enters into the try block. Okay. So
Yes.
you'll say enter an integer. If you can see the output which is given in the book, I am entering, instead of entering an integer, I am entering 7.8. It was
Correct.
expecting an integer, but I am giving 7.8. So don't you think an exception is generated there?
Yes, we are giving floating value, but integer is expected.
Correct. No? So automatically this JVM will generate an exception. It is not our exception. The JVM is generating an exception. That is, that method nextInt is generating an exception, isn't it?
Correct.
What is that exception called?
Input mismatch exception.
Exactly. Input mismatch exception is generated by the nextInt method. Correct? No. Okay. And then after generating that exception, that is caught where? Have I written the catch block to catch it?
Yes, we have written catch block.
So
to
what is
catch
it
the
given there? What is it given there?
Inside catch block, we print try again incorrect input, and an integer is required. Is required.
Correct. No. And then I'll say next line. That is, I'm waiting for the next input. And meanwhile, what will happen? I'll again come. Now I'll come to the while loop, isn't it?
Correct. We'll come to the while loop. We'll check for the condition. Continue input.
Continue input is true, false.
Continue input is still true.
Is still true. So what will happen? It'll enter into that while loop once again, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Now did you see how I'm actually handling it? Okay, continuously I'm handling it now, isn't it? Now
Yes.
I'll come to the try block once again. Again, it'll say enter an integer. Now, if suppose I enter 5.6, okay, again an exception is generated. That is, input mismatch exception is generated. Again, it is caught in the catch block. Catch block says try again, incorrect input, and integer is, next line. Okay, so next at last I'll enter 8, and then it says, it doesn't go to the catch block, and it says the number entered is 8.
8.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
So what does this actually tell you? What does it tell you actually? Okay, so the first thing it tells is that, the catch block is able to handle the exception. That is first thing. The second thing is that if you see, okay, the code is very clean, right? So the normal flow of execution is part of the try block, and catch block only contains, code to handle the exception. Isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, Jagannath, don't you think so?
Yes, correct.
I am not clogging the code with, detection, handling, which we do it in C language. If open system call less than 0, okay, then, fprintf, std, err, comma, you give some error, okay, and then you do a exit. Then again, if something else, if read is not, equal to 0, something like that. You keep giving such kind of statements, right? So in C language, what happens is more of if else keeps coming. right? Whereas here, everything has been handled in a separate block called as catch block. It is more neater, it is more organized, it is more modularized, isn't it, Jagannath?
Correct.
Understanding the definition, I mean, did you understand why exception handling is needed now, my dear friends? Yes or no? Okay, when compared to your other languages like C and all that. Okay, so exception handling is a beautiful concept. Guys, still here okay? Guys, still here okay? Now I'm going to the real stuff of exception handling. Okay, so in Java, guys, any doubt? Jagannath, any doubt?
No.
Shall I proceed?
Yes, we can
Okay,
proceed.
right. So in Java, there are two kinds of exceptions. How many?
Two kind of exceptions.
Okay, guys, put that in the chat box. Two kinds of exceptions. Okay, so what are they? What are those two kinds of exceptions? Can you tell me? It is there in page number 180. What are they? What are those two kinds of exceptions, guys? Put that in the chat box. Okay, one is called as checked exceptions. The other one is called as unchecked exceptions. Right? No, checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. So quickly, can you read it out, Jagannath? What is actually happening there? What is written over there? Can you read it out?
Check the exceptions. Compiler forces the programmer to check and deal with them in a try-catch block or declare it in the method header.
Okay, right. Either when it is a checked kind of exceptions, when it is a checked exception, the compiler says, look, boss, it is a checked exception. It is your duty to handle it. If you cannot handle it, then tell someone else to handle it. You're getting what I'm saying? Okay, listen to me, guys. When it is checked exception, it says, boss, you have to handle it. If you are not handling it, ask someone else to handle it by declaring it in the header that you are unable to handle. Just say, you cannot be quiet. You're getting, guys, what I'm saying? Hello, you want me to repeat it, guys? Jagannath, you want me to repeat it?
Yes, one more time.
Yeah, so it's very simple. Checked exceptions are those exceptions which has to be handled by the programmer. Okay, if you are not handling it, then in the header you tell that I will not be able to handle it, someone else has to handle it, and you just tell that, declare it. Okay, either handle it or declare it to be handled by someone else. Guys, I'll repeat once again. Either handle it, check the exception. You'll understand once I give example, you'll understand, don't worry. Either handle the exception or declare that there is an exception occurred so that someone else will handle it. Okay, we'll see that how it works. Right now, what is the next one?
Uncheck the exception.
What do you mean by unchecked exceptions? Can you read it
to
out?
avoid cumbersome overuse of try-catch blocks, Java does not mandate that you write code to catch or declare unchecked exception. Runtime exception, error, and the subclasses are known as unchecked exceptions. Reflect logical programming errors that are not recoverable. Examples: null pointer exception, arithmetic exception, index out of bounds exception, etc.
Okay. So shall I actually give you an analogy? Shall I give an analogy?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Zeba. Okay. So the analogy is like this. Okay. So Jagannath, are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Okay. So I think, okay. So let me take some other example, anyone who is not married. Okay. So let us take Sahil as an example. Okay, Jagannath, we'll take Sahil as an example. Okay. So Sahil, assume Sahil is married. Okay. No, I'm making, I am getting Sahil married. Okay. No, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Guys, please make sure that you put your SPC ID, else I'll be banning you in another 10 seconds. Okay, Mohammad Shawan and Sunil. Okay, make sure that you put your SPC ID. Okay, now quickly.
Sir, Sunil's iPad, that means Radhika.
Sunil is iPad is Radhika?
Yeah, sir. Actually, my laptop is not working today also.
Okay, but put your SPC ID, no?
Okay.
Put your SPC ID, that is mandatory, else you will be banned immediately. Okay, so do it quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So having said that, okay, guys, listen to me. Okay. Now assume Sahil is married and he has a son. Okay. So what is Sahil's son's name, guys? Tell me. Can anyone give one name to Sahil's son? What is son's name? Always making use of Sahil only, everyone. Right? Sahil, what do you want to name your son as in future? Okay. Son here. Okay. So we will call him as Pappu. We will call him as Pappu. Is that okay, guys? Okay. We will name Sahil's son as Pappu. right? So Sahil is telling Sahil, okay, one night, okay, guys, listen to this, very, very important, okay, right? So Sahil is very hungry that night, one night, okay, 10 o'clock, we'll call it as 10 o'clock, okay? So we will make it as 10 o'clock. Sahil is very, very hungry, okay, 10 p.m., very hungry. And Sahil says, to his son Pappu, Pappu, go get me one masala dosa, he will say. Who will say, guys? Jagannath, who will say like that?
Sahil will say.
Sahil will say Pappu to get one masala dosa, correct? So Pappu
Correct.
will go outside and go to a restaurant. Correct now, guys? He will go to a restaurant. He will go to a restaurant, right? This is the restaurant. Assume this is a restaurant. Okay. So what restaurant will give name? No, some top in town or something like that. Top in town. Okay, there is some top in town restaurant will be given over here. I mean, he'll go to this restaurant. Okay. Now, Jagannath, I want you to answer my question, Jagannath. Okay. So.
Okay.
Now tell me, will Pappu be successful in getting Sahil a masala dosa?
Not sure because it's 10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m. Not sure, isn't it?
Yes.
Chances are there that Pappu can get masala dosa, okay, or he cannot get masala dosa, isn't it?
Yes, chances are there.
Chances are there, correct? So now tell me, what are the chances that Pappu cannot get masala dosa? What are the probable reasons that Pappu cannot get masala dosa?
All restaurant in the town might be closed. If they are closed, yeah.
Okay, so let me call it as restaurant closed exception, isn't it? Restaurant
Correct.
closed exception. It could be restaurant closed exception. This is one kind of exception that could occur. Okay, now next, what is the next one?
Either the masala dosa might be get overed in restaurant.
Exactly. It means batter got over, isn't it? So
Yes.
no, the batter to prepare masala dosa is over, right? So batter not available exception could occur, isn't it? So
Correct.
batter not available exception could also would have happened. Okay. Any other possible reasons? Any other possible reasons? Okay. Any other reasons? Batter not available, restaurant called. So Sahil is thinking about the possible scenarios, okay, that what could be the reason that Pappu may not be able to get the masala dosa. So only two things that comes to his mind is that, okay, restaurant, someone is telling money is not enough. Sahil is is really brilliant enough to give him 100 rupees. Pappu, he has given 100 rupees to Pappu. Sahil has given 100 rupees to Pappu. Is that okay? Right. So it is obviously someone is telling Pappu got stuck in traffic. Zeba is telling, Zeba, do you think Pappu will go to 10 kilometers far to get one masala dosa? 10 kilometers far he will go to get masala dosa. If he is in or else do you think what he'll get masala dosa? Oh my God. Okay, he will get masala dosa, which is just nearby to his hotel. Okay, do you think he will go all the way 10-15 kilometers in bus and he'll get masala dosa? Sahil is dirty fellow or what? To us, okay. So all thinking of exceptions. Anyways, so but yes. So Sahil, if he's a really good fellow, he's a programmer, no, he's attending my classes, so definitely he's a very good fellow. He knows Java very nicely. So he knows that Sahil knows that there are possibility that, okay, restaurant would be closed. Restaurant could be closed or batter may not be available. Okay, so these are the two exceptions that could happen, isn't it? Jagannath,
Yes.
what do you think?
Yes.
Yes or
Correct.
no? So restaurant closed exception, batter not available exception, right? So now, should Sahil be prepared when Pappu comes with such kind of problems?
Yes, he should be prepared.
Sahil should be prepared to handle this kind of things, no? Yes or no?
Yes.
They are called as checked exceptions. They are called as checked exceptions. It means these exceptions could occur. Possibility are there, correct? No, possibility are high that definitely when he is going to buy a buy a masala dosa, chances are there restaurant could be closed, batter may not be available. These are absolutely a common scenarios that could occur, correct? No, these are called as checked exceptions, and Sahil has to handle such kind of scenarios if he is actually doing coding. Agree, disagree?
Agreed.
Guys, everyone agree, disagree? Jagannath, you want to ask me something?
No. I was about to tell the header should be defined if not handled, right?
The header, yeah, correct. But let us not get into coding now, okay? But I'm just telling you, right? So these are the scenario that he has to handle, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now there are now, I saw that many people gave a lot of other reasons for not being able to get the masala dosa. Okay, so let me take one of the example. So while going, Pappu is going to get the masala dosa. On the road, he found one beggar. Okay, no, one beautiful beggar he found, right? Okay, so beautiful beggar, and Pappu, instead of getting masala dosa to his father, he found, he fell for the beauty of that beggar, and he gave that money to that beggar. Correct, no? So even that could be one of the reason why Pappu could not get masala dosa. Possible? Not possible?
Possible, yeah.
Okay, possible. Let us assume this is one of the scenario, right? No, money gave to beautiful beggar exception, something like that. He gave one, that is one thing, right? Now, might be he is going on the road. He was walking on the platform, and it is an Indian platform where one of the slabs of that platform was removed, and it was 10 p.m. He did not see, there was a pit or a gutter that Pappu fell inside that gutter, and he could not come outside, isn't it? Yes or no? Right? So might be it could also happen.
Yeah,
Jagannath?
could
Yes
happen.
or no? And for that
Yes.
also, he will not be able to get, this one, right? He will not be able to give masala dosa to Sahil, right? Or one more reason might be that, yes, Shravan is telling that, Pappu ate all by himself. He was very hungry and he also ate it off, isn't it? Correct?
Yes.
No? That is also
Yeah.
one exception. Okay. And any other exceptions? Any other exceptions? So if suppose we try seeing such kind of exceptions, don't you think we will get so many such kind of exceptions? Agree?
Yes.
Disagree?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Exactly. Pappu got kidnapped, right? Anything else, guys? I can see so much. Pocket is small, so money fell. Exactly. Pocket is so small, money fell. Pappu got kidnapped. He lost money. He fell in the gutter. He gave it to the beggar. So there are so many exceptions that could happen, isn't it? Yes or no?
Correct.
Understood? Not understood, right? No. So is it possible for Sahil to keep checking for all such kind of scenarios?
Difficult.
It is difficult and it is not called for. It is bad. You cannot handle for all such kind of scenarios, isn't it? Okay, if suppose Sahil starts handling for all such kind of scenarios, then his only work will be handling exceptions, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
These
Yes.
are the scenarios which must not happen. Who asked this dirty fellow's Pappu to give it to the beautiful beggar? Dirty fellow. It should not happen, no? Yes or no? But it could have happened. Or who asked him to go and fall in the gutter? Okay. Again, chances are rare, very rare that will happen. Okay. Not every time he would find a beautiful beggar. Not every time he would actually fall into a gutter. Not every time he would be, kidnapped by someone. Not every time he would be losing money, isn't it? So these scenarios are negligible. Agreed? Disagree? Just tell me.
Agreed.
These are, first of all, not supposed to happen in the first case. These scenarios are not supposed to happen in the first case. Okay. And even though it happens, Sahil cannot handle all such kind of scenarios. Yes or no? So such kind of scenarios are called as unchecked exceptions. It means you don't need to check for such kind of exceptions, my dear friends. Hello, you're understanding it? Yes or no? When this happened, program will terminate. Nothing can be done. These are situations which cannot be recoverable. Okay, it first of all, in the first place, it shouldn't have happened, but it has happened, so nothing can be done. Just you will have to leave your program as it is. The program crashed. Agree, disagree with what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Guys, you're all agreeing to whatever I'm saying? These are, in the first place, must not happen. Okay, no, but it has happened. Nothing can be done. Unchecked exceptions, gone case. Nothing can be done. Yes or no? Your program has to die. Okay, just because you have to avoid such kind of exceptions, you cannot put your entire code catch. Okay, so you cannot say catch Pappu fell into the pit exception, catch. Okay, again, what is that? One more, guys. Pappu lost money exception, catch. Okay, Pappu gave money to beautiful beggar exception, catch. Okay, Pappu got kidnapped exception, Pappu lost money. So you cannot write so much of catch blocks just to handle all such kind of silly exceptions in the first, which is, first of all, in the first place, must not happen. Agree, disagree? Okay, no? So such kind of exceptions are called as unchecked exceptions, which means you don't need to check such kind of exceptions. Compiler doesn't say for you to check such kind of exceptions, and all runtime exceptions are unchecked exceptions. You don't need to. Okay, but doesn't mean you must not, or you cannot. You can check, but generally nobody must check, because if you start checking, then your entire code will be filled with catch code only. Agree, disagree, guys? Hello? Yes, agree, disagree? Okay, but probably,
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so but probably these two could definitely occur, isn't it, my dear friends? These two could definitely occur, correct? So there are chances this could highly possible that these could happen at 10 p.m. So you can handle. So the compiler says such kind of exception has to be handled. They are called as, they are called as your checked exceptions, which is mandatory for you to handle it, or declare it as if no, you are not able to handle it, give it to someone else, right? So now this is the difference between your checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Is that okay, my dear friends? Right now, hello, is that okay, guys? You understand what I'm trying to do?
Okay.
Everyone understood? So if you see in the unchecked example, I've given you an example. Reflect logical programming errors that are not recoverable. Okay, examples I've given. Null pointer exception. When do you get null pointer? When do you get null pointer exception? You get null pointer exception when you're trying to access a null object. You're trying to call a method on a null object. Okay, so say for example like this. Okay, so you will say okay, you will say, what is that? Okay, let me write it like this. Suppose I'll tell you when you will get null pointer exception. You are saying scanner in and you are not given any value to it. You'll just say in dot next int. Okay, now when you say next int, what will happen, guys? Tell me. Okay, it is a in is containing nothing, it is containing null, and on a null you are trying to call a next int, which is a null pointer exception. First of all, you're not supposed to do this. Okay, now in your whole code, your real-time code will have 10,000 lines of code, more than 10,000 lines of code, right? And you will be creating objects in so many places. You will be creating thousands of objects, right? So can you put thousands of catch block thinking that that you might not have created an object? There would be null. Is it practically possible to put 100 catch blocks for 100 or 1,000 objects that you're creating? Not possible. It is understood that when you're actually creating an object, you have to have a valid object over there. You cannot keep it as it is. You cannot leave it null, right? Next, coming to arithmetic exception, you're not supposed to do divide by 0, right? Then index out of bounds array. Now I've been using array for a very long time, isn't it? So 10,000 lines of code will have a lot of array in real-time code. And can I check every time whether you are doing out of bounds indexing? I mean, out of bounds indexing. Are you doing out of bounds indexing? Is it possible to check for every time? Absolutely not possible, right? Though you can do, but don't do that. They are called as unchecked exceptions. So all runtime exceptions are unchecked exceptions. You don't need to check for it. Whereas, okay, there are certain checked exceptions which you'll have to do. I'll tell you how to do that. Guys, is that okay? Hello? Guys, you understand what I'm saying? Yes or no? Jagannath, what do you feel?
Yes, understood.
You're getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Okay,
correct.
shall we proceed further now?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll give you one example for checked exceptions. Okay, now listen to me, guys, very carefully. Okay, listen to me very carefully, guys. Right, you tell me whether it is checked exception or unchecked exception. Okay, now Jagannath is trying to open a file over a network. Okay, this is one computer. Okay, this is one computer. Okay, Jagannath is working here. Jagannath is working here. Okay, and this is in say he is in Kashmir. He is in Kashmir. Jagannath is sitting in Kashmir, and he is trying to access a remote computer. He is accessing a file, not a remote computer. Yes, he is trying to access a file on a remote computer, okay, which is there in Kanyakumari. Okay, no, Kanyakumari. He's trying to access a file in Kanyakumari. Okay, no. Now, are there any chances that the file that he is trying to access, okay, might be deleted or might be corrupted? Is it possible?
Yes, possible.
Possible, right? No. So
yes.
Don't you think you have to handle the scenario?
Yes, we have to handle, correct.
And under what scenario does it come? Checked or unchecked?
Checked.
Absolutely, yes.
Checked exception.
Exactly. Yes. So this is a normal scenario that you might try to access, you are trying to access a file, okay, which might have deleted. Who knows? Somebody would have deleted or somebody would have actually corrupted that file, and they come under, okay, checked exceptions. Is that okay? Now are you getting, guys, what do you mean by checked exception, unchecked exception? Are you understanding it? Yes or no? Okay, so yeah, so there is a standard method called as, okay, Jagannath, can you please read 180 code, the code in 180?
Yes, example for checked exception, right?
Correct. Example for checked exception.
Correct. So we have a launcher class, checked exception demo.
Okay.
Inside which we have main method.
Okay.
We define a string, this line.
Okay.
We assign to null.
Okay.
We enter into try block.
There is a standard class that is not discussed. I'll be discussing later next week. Okay. So that is called as buffered reader. Okay, that is a buffered reader class which is used to read a line from a particular file. Basically, you can read it from a file. So if you know operating system, you must understand that even keyboard is considered as a file. I think Jagannath, you know that, correct? No?
Yes, yeah.
How do you represent keyboard? What is the file descriptor?
I think in dev there will be a file descriptor. I'm not so sure.
On a user space, what is it? What is the number? File descriptor number?
Standard input
So
0.
what is it? 0, 1, 2. What is it? 2, 3 things are there.
0, 1, 2. Standard input, standard output, and standard error.
Yeah, correct. Okay. So you know that each and everything in an operating system, every device for it, it is a file. It does not know about hardware, software, and all that. Every hardware is also treated as a file, right? So there is a standard function called as read line. Did you see that, guys? Read line in the box there, guys. Did you see that read line? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Others, guys, did you see read line in the code 180 code? Did you see read line? Hello, read line. Okay, no. So read line is a method which is an inbuilt method, okay, which will actually throw an exception called as, I given in the next line. Okay, it will throw you an IO exception. Did you see that in the next page? It is given. Okay, I'll tell you about that later. So this is an example for, okay, this program is an example for checked exception, right? So let me quickly call someone. Jagannath, hold on. Okay, so Joshua, you're there? Joshua, you're there?
Sir, yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So Joshua, what do you mean by checked exception?
Sir, checked exception in the sense, there is an exception over there. You either resolve it or you write it over in the header. Sir.
Correct. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can you see that read line over there in that function? Can you see that read line?
Yes, sir. We have. Yes, sir. We have.
The read line is a method which will definitely throw an exception. Correct? No. So what is that exception? It is if suppose it is not able to read any line, or if there is any problem reading the line from the file, right? It will throw an exception. Is that okay? So that will throw an checked exception. Correct? No. So how do I know whether it is a checked exception? It is because in this page, have I put that inside a try catch block?
Yes, sir. You have.
Have I put that in the try catch block? By putting that function inside a try catch block, what does it mean? It means that my program is having the capacity or the capability to handle the exception thrown by read line if at all it occurs, correct?
Yes, sir.
By putting that read line inside a try and a catch, I am telling the compiler that, see boss, even if read line is throwing any exception to me, I am having the capability to handle it because see, I have put that inside a try catch block. Putting try catch block indicates that I am handling that error. I am handling that exception, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now see the next page, guys. Open the next page, 181. Open the next page, 181. Okay, the same example, I have removed a try catch block. Did you see that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Block. Did you see that, guys? Hello, everyone. Did you see that? I have removed the try catch block. Rest and all is same. I've only removed it. Guys, did you see that? Yes or no? Now, Joshua, by removing it, and when I compiled it, what did it give me? Error?
Sir, when you compiled it, it is giving unreported exception, IO exception.
Correct, no? That is, the compiler is telling that, boss, where is your try catch? Okay, read line is a method which is supposed to give an exception. It will definitely give an exception. It is giving you a checked exception and you are supposed to handle it. But where have you handled it is what it is asking.
Yes, sir.
Understood or not, guys? Joshua, you understood? You're not done.
Yes, sir, I understood.
Okay, no? Jagannath, you understood or not? Jagannath, you are there?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now. Tell me, did you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, understood.
Okay, these are called as checked exceptions, right? Now, when I just compiled this program, you see it is giving error. Compiler is giving error saying that, boss, you have not handled it. Read line is a method which will actually give you an error, but you're not handling it, so I'll not be able to compile it. First, handle it. Or if you're not handling it, say that you are throwing it. How to throw, I will show you later. Is that okay?
Okay.
Guys, is that okay, guys? Did you understand what I'm saying? Hello? Okay, right. Now, so let us go to page number 182. Okay, so Jagannath, shall we, thanks Joshua. So Jagannath, shall we go through the code now?
Yeah, 182, right?
182.
Okay.
182. Is that okay? Right.
Yeah.
So start from the, okay. Can you please explain how many classes are there? What all are there?
Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 classes.
What are they?
My exception is one class,
Okay.
and your exception is one class.
Okay.
Elephant is one more class,
Okay.
and then finally exception handling 22 is a
Okay.
launcher class.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 classes are there, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. So describe my exception. What is it doing?
It extends exception.
Exactly.
It inherits.
It inherits the exception class, isn't it? So I'm
Yes.
just telling that, okay, fine. Let us see that later, right? Okay, so this exception class is there, no? The standard exception class contains all the methods that are needed for us to print some error messages. Okay, it is containing all that because we cannot redefine everything. We are just inheriting so that the properties of exception will be available in our main exception also. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll discuss that, right? Next one. Shall we come from the exception handling 22? Shall we come
Yeah.
from? Yeah, start.
Okay. So exception handling 22, inside which we have a main method,
Okay.
and new elephant. We
have created a new object now, isn't it?
New object. Yes, we have created a new object for class elephant.
Okay.
And the try block comes in picture.
Okay.
We call e.ieatmore.
Okay. ieatmore belongs to which one?
ieatmore belongs to.
You can say no, because ieatmore is called with respect to object E. E belongs to elephant.
So it belongs to elephant class.
It belongs to elephant class. So is there ieatmore?
Yes, in elephant class, ieatmore method is defined.
Okay. Now inside that, what is there? I'll get into that ieatmore. What happens?
Yes, inside that italkmore. There is one more method called.
There is one more method called as italkmore. Okay. Then I'll get, so the control will go to italkmore. What happens in italkmore?
Then inside italkmore, there is a method called iwalkmore.
Okay, there is something called as iwalkmore. So I'll get into that iwalkmore. Okay, then what happens?
Then it goes to iwalkmore. Inside iwalkmore, there is a try block.
Try block. Okay.
Inside which we define I equal to 1.
Okay. Start from where did we start first? From where did we first start? We started from main, isn't it?
Yes, we started from main.
Okay. So first is main. We had a main. Okay. So from main, where did we go?
From main, inside main we defined a try block. So inside try block, we call ieatmore.
And then ieatmore called?
Inside ieatmore, we called italkmore.
Okay. In italkmore, what I called?
Inside italkmore, we call iwalkmore.
Okay. In iwalkmore, what I called?
Inside iwalkmore, there is one more try block where we define I equal to 1.
Okay. So I'm in iwalkmore, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then here, then.
In iwalkmore, we threw exception. We check for if I equal to 1.
So is I equal to 1?
Yes.
True, right? So if it is true, I am throwing one exception, isn't it?
Yes.
So what exception am I throwing?
My exception.
1 minute, let me write it. Throw new
my
exception. So what do you mean by new my exception?
We define my exception class. We extend from standard
one object.
Yes, we are creating one object. Yes.
We are creating one object. So this one line can be written like this. Okay, no? So it can be written as like this. My exception, I mean this one line, I can replace it like this. My exception E is equal to new my exception. New my exception. Then continue, Jagannath. What could I have written in the next line? Okay. I could have throw E. Throw must always throw an object of time exception class, isn't it? I could have written like this. So instead of writing it in 2 lines, I just wrote directly throw. Instead of writing here, instead of replacing, I mean, E was replaced by new my exception.
New my exception. Yes.
Isn't it, guys? Hello, yes or no, guys? Did you understand what I'm saying? This line, did you understand? One line I just divided into 2, or 2 lines I put it into 1 line. Okay. So now what kind of exception am I throwing? Tell me, what kind of exception am I throwing? What kind of exception? What is the type of the exception? What is the, I'm throwing an object. What is the type of this exception?
My exception.
Okay, my exception. Where is that getting thrown?
There is a class, a catch
No,
block.
no. One minute. Hold on. Where am I throwing? Just keep answering my question. Where am I
Okay.
throwing it? See the screen. I'm showing it to you. Where am I throwing it?
I walk more.
I walk more method, correct? No. So in
Yes.
that I walk more, either it has to handle it, isn't it?
Yes.
Correct. So is there a catch block in that I walk more to handle it?
Yes, there is a catch block.
But that catch block is not able to handle my exception, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Why? Because that catch is only having the capability to handle what exception?
Your exception class.
Guys, are you all okay with that? Guys, hello, everyone okay with that? I am in walk more. Walk more generated an exception called as, my exception. Okay. And I told you that all checked exception must either be handled or it should be declared that it is throwing, isn't it? Jagannath, didn't I tell you that? Okay.
Yes.
So in that I walk more, there is a try catch, but that catch is not able to handle my exception, isn't it? Because
yes.
that catch block is only holding or handling your exception, correct? No?
Correct.
So what is that it has to do? Either throw or it has to, either it has to handle or it has to declare that it is throwing, isn't it?
Yes.
See, in the header, it has declared saying that it is throwing my exception. Did you see that?
Yes.
Guys, did you see that? Hello? Guys, did you see that? What I'm saying? Guys, the rule says like this. Either when you get an exception, you have to handle it. You have to handle it. Or you have to declare that you are throwing it, correct? So is I walk more declaring that it is throwing it? Jagannath?
Yes.
Declaring
yes.
it?
Yes.
Next to
in
the
function.
Next to the function, did you see it is throwing it, isn't it, my dear friends? Hello, yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, declaring it. So what happens is now the exception will come to the previous activation record. Okay. It is throwing it to the one who actually called it. Now it will come to talk more. Now is talk more handling it?
No, talk mode does not handle it.
It does not have a try catch block. It is not able to handle it. If it is not
Yes.
able to handle it, what is that it has to do?
It has to define as it throws.
Declare. It has to declare saying that I am throwing an exception of my exception, isn't it? If it
Yes.
doesn't declare, then the compiler will give an error.
Error.
Compiler says either you handle. If you are not handling, then say you are throwing it. Only then I will be able to take care of it. You're getting what I'm saying? Okay.
Correct. Okay.
So now he is also throwing. When he's throwing, it will come back to whom?
I eat more.
Correct. Now, is I eat more handling it?
No.
So what is that he has to do? Either handle it, or if he's not handling it,
he has to throw exception.
He has to declare it.
Declare. Yeah.
He has to declare it. Correct? No? Is he declaring it?
Yes, he is declaring.
Now it will go to main, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Is main handling it? See there?
Yes, main handles it.
Main is handling it, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is the output?
It comes to catch block and it prints catch here in main.
Caught here in main.
Caught here in main. Caught here in main.
Caught here in main. Okay. Now, what if the catch block did not handle in main? Then what would have happened?
The compilation error.
Exactly. The compiler
will happen.
That boss main, you're not handling it and you're not even declaring it, isn't it?
Yes.
Now the assignment for you guys is that what will happen if main is not handling it and if it also says throws my exception. Do you understand? You understood the scenario, guys? Hello, did you understand the assignment? The assignment is what if main is also not handling it and it has also given, throws my exception, then where will it be passed? Any idea? You understood the question?
Yes.
It would have gone to the JVM. I want you to check this output and tell me what happens. Is that okay? Hello guys, do you understand? Write down that as assignment. The assignment is, okay, make sure that the main is not handling it and you have declared the throws my exception. Okay, and tell me what will happen. Okay, and see what JVM will actually tell you. Okay, just please do that during runtime. Is that okay? Anyways, compiler will not be giving you any error because according to the compiler, either you handle it or throw it, and main is also thrown it. And when main has thrown it, the only one who can actually catch that is a JVM. So let's see what JVM will do. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for you. You have any doubts, ask me. Guys, you have any doubt, you can ask me quickly. Okay, shall we proceed? Sahil is telling no doubt. I don't know whether Sahil understood or not. Sahil, you are understanding? Sahil, unmute yourself. Understood? You can't. What is that? You can't. Sahil, unmute yourself. Oh, you can't unmute. Okay, okay. I don't know why you can't unmute here. What is this? Nobody wants to unmute. My goodness. Heights. Okay, so Jagannath, any doubt you have?
Excuse me, sir.
Who is this?
Sir, I'm Shawan here, sir.
Yeah, Shaban, tell me.
Sir, when the main cannot handle the exception, does it throw the compile time or the runtime?
Okay, now first of all, let me clear this one to you. Okay, so when you say main cannot throw, when does this concept of throw come into picture? It comes during runtime, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now still you have doubt?
Yeah, I got it, sir. Like
no, you didn't get it. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Yeah, I got it, sir. I got it.
Okay, so once again, you ask me, so don't simply say you ask me. I'll clear your doubt.
Yeah, I got it, sir. I got it.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, cool, right. So, guys, shall we proceed to the next concept? Hello, Jagannath, you have any doubt?
Yes, but in this handling program, we declared main as throws exception, and then inside that we also defined the catch block. We did both, right?
Where is it? It is main is having throws.
Yes.
Okay, but we are handling it now.
Yes, so we did both.
So what I want you to do is I want you to not to handle it in the catch block.
Okay.
Put some inside the catch block. You say your exception.
Okay.
And then see what happens. It will anyways pass on the bug to the JVM. So I want you to see what happens there.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
Guys, I'm waiting for you. Any doubt? We started late, so we will end it late. Okay, 9:45 we'll end it. Guys, is that okay? Hello? Someone is talking to me. Someone wants to talk.
Hello?
Yeah, hello? 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 Someone wants to talk to me? Suhinder, tell me, Suhinder, what is your doubt?
Yes, sir. This is Suhinder Raj, sir.
Suhinder, tell me.
Sir, can I declare more than one exception, sir?
What is it? Suhinder, I didn't get your question. What is it? Suhinder, I could not hear you. Your voice is breaking. Suhinder, what, sir, I think he has network. He's asking, can we have more than one exception? Yes, you can have more than one exception. No, I mean, you can have more than one exception, or you can handle more than one exception. Suhinder, you can type it. I will see. You can have more than one exception, or can handle more than one exception. I mean, you can have multiple exceptions. Also, you can handle multiple exceptions. Is that okay? Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? You can have multiple exceptions. Also, you can handle multiple exceptions. Is that okay? Okay. So, did you hear my answer? Okay, you can have multiple exception. You can also handle multiple exception. Okay, wait till the class ends. I think you will. I have given you here. You will be able to understand that. Okay, right? Yeah. So, shall we go ahead, Jagannath? Shall we go ahead?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Jagannath, what do you feel? How is the class? Is it interesting? Not interesting? What do you feel?
Yes, it's interesting.
Interesting.
I have a doubt here. So
ask me, no.
Okay. So the throws is a keyword, right?
Throws is a keyword, correct.
Okay. So this keyword then followed by we need to define the
class name.
Exception class.
Correct.
Exception class or the class which inherits exception.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Okay. How does the people who developed Java, they defined like this? Like the people who wrote the exception class is also programmers like us, right? So how does they how does this throw only allows the exception class, not all other class? How can I
it can be any class. It is not just it should have exception class. It can throw any class. Only thing is I have inherited from exception. I have inherited from exception for the reason that I want to take some properties from exception class.
Okay, so it can have any class.
It can have any class.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. right? See, in this program, I'll be making use of it. The properties of that exception class, I'll be making use of it. Okay. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So can we go through it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what does it say?
Getting information from exception, right?
Yeah. So in the previous example, I have written my exception inherits exception, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But and inside that I did not write anything. But see, in this one, I'm writing something. Did you notice it?
Yes.
What
We
is that?
write.
I've written a constructor.
Yes. There is a constructor called my exception, and then inside that we call super message. So we call the exception class constructor.
Call the constructor exactly. We call the constructor of the exception class.
Exception class.
And we are
Yes.
passing a message. So from
Yes.
where we got that message, we'll see later. Okay. So
Okay.
fine. So then we have one my exception. Then how many classes are there? Tell me.
4. We have 4 classes.
What are they?
We have my exception,
Okay.
your exception, elephant,
Okay.
and then exception handling 22.
22. Okay. Fine. So from where do we start?
Yeah, we start from main.
Okay.
So we have launcher class.
Okay.
We inside which we have main.
Okay.
In main we defined that it throws my exception.
Okay.
Then we create a new object of type elephant.
Okay.
Then we define try block. We call e.ieatmore.
Okay.
Then the control jumps to ieatmore
Okay.
of e type.
Hmm.
Inside ieatmore we call italkmore.
Okay.
Then the control jumps to italkmore.
Okay.
Inside italkmore we call iwalkmore.
Okay.
So inside iwalkmore there is a try block
Okay.
and catch block. So inside try block we define I equal to 1.
Okay.
Then we check if I equal to 1. Then we throw exception.
So I equal to 1 becomes true, and then
Yes.
we say throw, and we are creating an object of
Creating
my
object
exception.
of type my exception. Yes.
So when we are creating an object of my exception, are we passing any parameter to it?
Yes, we are passing learning exceptions.
Learning
string
exceptions,
class.
right? So
Yes.
when you are creating an object and passing parameter, what will happen? The
Constructor method will get called.
correct constructor will get called. Correct. So
Constructor
when the
will be called,
constructor
yes.
is getting called, okay. So in our case, do we have a constructor?
Yes, we have constructor my exception.
Okay. So no. My exception. And what is the message? I mean, what is the parameter that where is it receiving?
It receives message of
Yeah,
type
message.
string.
So now what does that message contain?
Learning exceptions.
Learning exceptions, and that message we are giving to whom?
Exception class.
Yeah, to the exception class. Correct. No. So now
Yes.
you understood why I am inheriting from exception.
Yes, understood.
Because when we pass that message, that the exception class will have constructors and all the strings where it will actually pass on the message and it will contain the message. Okay. So where I
Okay.
will make use of it, I'll tell you, right? Then come to the next one. Then what happened? So it is throwing my new my exception, which it is not handling in I walk more. Then it will be passed to I talk more. And then it will
italkmore, yes.
pass to I eat more. Then it will
Yes.
come back to the main method. In the main method, I'm handling it my exception, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. Now you see, I am saying ex dot get message. Ex is of what type?
Ex is of my exception type.
Yeah, and we are calling the method of ex, that is get message. Now
Get
in my
message.
exception, do you have that get message method?
We don't have get message, but
Yeah.
it will be inherited.
Inherited, exactly. So when I do that ex dot get message, see what is the output that I'm getting? There below.
Learning exceptions.
Did you understand why I'm using that exception? Why I'm inheriting from exception now? So I can get some standard methods which are available in the exception class. I'll inherit. Only thing is I'm passing that message. It will do the remaining work. Did you get that?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who asked me. Someone asked me, sir, from where do we get that learning exception and all that? I forgot who asked me. Okay. Who asked me that? Someone asked me, sir, why are you passing that divisor and all that? Okay. This is the reason. When we pass that message, it will go and sit in the exception, and later we can get it through this message, this method. Okay. Next one. What is the next one?
Then inside the catch block, we also print ex.toString.
Okay. So do we have toString method implemented?
It is implemented in object class.
Yeah.
We
so,
don't have it.
Yeah. So it is not object. It is defined in the exception class.
Okay.
It is in object. As you can see, exception is also inherited from object.
Object,
So
yes.
from the object class, that would be overridden in the exception class. And it has been overridden in such a way that it prints my exception and learning exceptions. Did you see that?
Yes.
And then next one is, it says, okay, sir, in
Stack
one
trace.
catch it's E and other catch it's EX. No, here, Pratiksha, it's only the name, Pratiksha. It's only the name. That's all, just to differentiate, that's all. It can be any variable name. It is just any variable name, okay? And then it says ex.print stack trace, okay, no? So stack trace means from where we got the exception, from there it'll actually go behind and it'll tell you all the functions that got, evaluated. So exception, learning exceptions we got from I walk more. Before I walk more, it was I talk more, then I eat more, then main function. It'll just give the print stack trace, completely stack trace would be given to you.
Okay, including line number.
Yes, line number also in detail it is giving, but sometimes you should be careful with the line number. Okay, so it might not match sometimes. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, is that okay? Hello. Guys, you want me to stop here? You want me to continue tomorrow? What do you feel? What do you feel? Do you want me to stop here and continue tomorrow? What do you feel? Stop. Oh, Pratiksha, full stop. Sahil. Everybody want me to continue tomorrow. Okay. So can you please read exception handling chapter and come, guys? Guys, can you please read exception handling chapter and come? It will be easy now. Okay. And then it will be easy for you to understand tomorrow. Is that okay? Is that okay? Jagannath?
Yeah, okay.
Is that okay? Right. Guys, any doubts are there? You can ask me. I'm waiting for your doubts. Guys, you can ask me any doubts. Arpita is telling no doubts. Don't stop. You just stop and go. Arpita wants me to go immediately. Right, Arpita? Okay, fine. So Jagannath, no doubt?
Yeah, no, so far no doubt.
Okay, so we'll have the session tomorrow. Okay, chalo. Okay, guys, take care then. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.